Hello friends. So today we are going to discuss about a new variety that has been developed by PAU or Punjab Agriculture University. The name of the variety is PBW RS1. This is a variety of wheat and is developed by the genetics department of Punjab Agriculture University by a team of scientists headed by V.S. Sohu. Okay, let us discuss about the characteristics. This topic is very important for your AFO mains, as well as your NABARD examination and the food safety officer examination also. So the variety is rich in amylose and resistant starch. In fact, the RS here comes from the word resistant starch. Resistant starch, there are 5 types of RS, RS1 to RS5. So this variety is rich in RS1 type of resistant starch. Due to this, the glycemic index of this variety becomes very low. And due to low glycemic index, it is claimed that this variety reduces the risk of type 2 diabetes. Okay, diabetes is a phenomenon where the glucose in our blood level is higher than the normal. And due to high glucose level in the arteries, there is high risk of cardiovascular diseases. Okay. Apart from this variety is also completely resistant to yellow rust and moderately resistant to brown rust disease. Okay. So there are many rust-resistant varieties. So this is not a peculiar characteristics of this PBW RS1, but these 3 points are very important. So how this amylose content and resistant starch contents help to reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes, we have to understand. Okay. Let us have a look at this. Okay. So the glycemic index, first of all, what is glycemic index? Glycemic index is the rise in the blood glucose level after 2 hours of consuming a food. Okay, how much glucose level of food increases after 2 hours of consuming it. Okay, so its value ranges from 0 to 100, and arbitrarily the glycemic index of glucose has been fixed at 100. Okay, when you consume glucose, the amount of glucose that increases in our body after 2 hours, that value has been taken as 100. Okay, so based on this, the food has been divided into 3 categories. The low glycemic index food are good for health. Their glycemic index is less than 55, medium 56 to 69, and high of 70 or above. Okay, so the glycemic index of this wheat variety is low, less than 55. Okay, so now you know about the glycemic index. It is the blood glucose level after 2 hours of eating the food. Okay. Now let us find out the significance of this amylose content and the resistant starch content. Any starch is made up of 2 types of polysaccharides, that is amylose and amylopectin. Both of them are made up of chains of glucose. Okay. The difference is that amylose is the linear chain of glucose. Okay, whereas amylopectin is the branched chain of glucose. Okay, glucose are linked to each other in a branched fashion, but here in amylose it is a linear chain. When the chain becomes long, in this amylose case, the chain takes the form of a helix. Okay, now this structure, the difference in the structure of amylose and amylopectin determines the behavior of the food in our body. This amylose, because of its branch structure, can easily be attacked by the enzymes of our body and digested, and glucose is released. Why this happens? Because of the branch structure. The enzymes act upon the free glucose, okay? The last glucose of the chain. Okay, so due to branch structure, there are so many free groups are here. Okay, but in case of amylose, due to linear structure, there is only two free ends. Okay, so the digestion of amylose takes place slowly in our body, and the amylopectin takes place very fast. Fast digestion means higher rate of release of glucose, and so higher rate of release means after 2 hours, amylopectin will increase the glucose level very high as compared to the amylose. Okay, so the glycemic index of the starch, which is rich in amylose, is very low as compared to the amylopectin. So this variety is rich in amylose. So the glycemic index of this variety is low. Now, another characteristic of this variety is that it is rich in resistant starch. Okay. Resistant starch is not digested in our small intestine. Okay. These are those starch which are not digested in our small intestine, but they move to the large intestine. Okay. Where they are fermented by the bacteria present there. Okay. These bacteria ferment these starch, and after fermentation, short chain fatty acids are released. Okay, you see here, where fatty acids are released, glucose is not released. Therefore, resistant starch do not contribute to the increase in the glucose level in our body. So this variety PBW RS1 is rich in resistant starch. Therefore, the glycemic index of this variety becomes further low due to this resistant starch. There are 5 types of resistant starch, RS1 to RS5. It is rich in RS1 type of resistant starch. You can read this, very simple. So now, due to these two things, the glycemic index of this variety becomes very low. So when the glucose level is increasing slowly, then what will happen? When the glucose level is increasing slowly, then what will happen? The insulin present in our body, insulin that is released by the pancreas in our body, okay, that insulin can easily digest or metabolize that glucose in our body, and our bloodstream, the glucose level in our bloodstream reduces. Now let us look at the glycemic index value of the foods prepared from this variety. This variety, chapati prepared from PBW RS1 has glycemic index 43. You know that 55, less than 55 glycemic index is considered as low. But for normal wheat varieties, the glycemic index of chapatis made from them are 65 to 76, 66. Therefore, biscuits also, they have low glycemic index. So it is clear here. The glycemic index is low, and due to low glycemic index, the chances of the diabetes or the higher glucose level in our body is reduced. Okay. Now come to the demerit of this variety. The demerit is that the average yield of this variety is only 43 quintal per hectare. Okay. And the average yield of Punjab is 48 to 50 quintal per hectare, and average yield of India is 35. So this average yield, the variety, this PSWRS1 has low average yield as compared to the yield of this of Punjab, and this in India also the average yield is low, but here we take into account the rainfed areas also, and small land holdings also. Okay, so this is the demerit of this variety. Low yield is one of the demerit, but yes, the health benefit is very high. Okay, one can grow this variety and promote this uh, as a health supplement. Okay. Okay, this was all about this. Now let's take a look at some of the questions which may be asked in your examination. First one is glycemic index of glucose is very simple. It is 100. Answer is 100. This is not important for you AFO or NABARD, but becomes very important for you food safety officer examination, especially the one, especially the JPSC FSO, the notification of which has released recently. Okay. Next question. Which is the correct sequence of sugar molecules in decreasing order of their glycemic index? You know the glycemic index of glucose is highest. Okay. Next will be sucrose and then the fructose. Okay. You read this, just to remember this. Okay. This is the correct answer. And option A is correct. Okay. Fructose has the low glycemic index. Therefore, it is recommended if you want to eat, if you have craving of sugar, you can eat honey. Okay. Because of the low glycemic index of the fructose. Next question, which among the following statements is true with respect to resistant starch? Digestion takes place in large intestine. Yes, this is true. Increases the glycemic index of the food? No, because resistant starch is digested in the large intestine, and the end product is fatty acids. Okay, sugar is not released as an end product here. So this will not increase the glycemic index. It reduces the glycemic index. Yes, it is true. So A and C is true. So the option E is the correct answer, A and C. This is also important question for your food safety officer examination. Okay, PBW RS1 is a variety of very simple question. Right now, it seems to be very simple, but if you have not read this news, it may become difficult for you to answer in your examination. This is the important question for your AFO examination. So the PBW RS1 is a variety of wheat. Okay. Next question. Recently developed PBW RS1 variety of wheat is rich in amylose, not rich in amylopectin. Starch content is similar, not rich, and it is rich in resistant starch. So the option E is correct, A and B both. Okay. This is also important question for your AFO, NABARD, as well as food safety officer. Next question, which wheat variety has been developed to reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes? Okay, yes, PBW RS1. PBW1 zinc is the first biofortified variety of wheat, which is rich in zinc. PBW 826 is rich, high yielding variety. So all these varieties are the varieties of the wheat and developed by PAU only. Okay. So out of this, PBW RS1, we have just read PBW1 zinc. It's also an important variety. Why? Because this is the first biofortified variety of wheat. So that's all for today, friends. We'll meet in the next lecture with a new topic. Till then, thank you very much.